Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. All of the items needed from the Dollar Tree are in my description box below. I figured it would be too hard to remember by being in the video, so just know that you can choose any colors that you want. You don't have to go off of my color scheme. You also don't have to do Hocus Pocus. You can do whatever you want. This just happens to be my favorite movie for Halloween. So you're going to start by folding your mesh in half, just little pieces at a time, and then you're going to hold on to it and continue to intertwine the ribbon through the wreath open areas. First, you're going to start by going underneath and then over and then underneath and then over again. And then you'll scrunch it to the side and do it again, but in the opposite direction starting from the bottom. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. This absolutely does not have to be perfect, so just do the best that you can because you can fluff it later. You can also adjust it prior to hot gluing the back of it to stay in place, so don't worry if it's not perfect, you will get it perfect. Now that this section is done being scrunched and folded, you can put a little bit of hot glue on it to keep it in place. You may need more hot glue depending on how wild looking your bunches are, or you may need just a little bit of hot glue. It really just depends on your preference, but just keep in mind the more hot glue you use, the better it's going to stay in place. Next, I'm moving on to the purple mesh, and I'm going to leave a space in between the orange and the purple because that's where I'm going to put the black. I didn't realize that it probably would have been better to get 2 of the black rolls with the orange spider web, but it still worked out great. So what I did to make sure that I had enough is just cut it in half, made sure each portion got the same size. The orange and the purple, though, I did use a whole roll. It is recommended that you do that if you have a larger wreath wire because it's gonna hide it better. You don't want to see that underneath there, and when it's lit up you can see it a lot better too. So just use the whole roll. On the black portion it's not that big of a deal. You can use half a roll on that section. Here I am doing the black with the orange spider webs. This material is so much easier to work with, so this went super fast. Just remember you're going to want to hot glue it underneath. The black is a little bit tricky because it's silky, so it likes to sneak out. So make sure you hot glue it down to the metal bar or it might pop off later. Once you're done with those sections, you can move on and complete the rest of the sections. After you complete the entire wreath, you can grab your LED battery packs. You're going to want to make sure that you have a tiny screwdriver though, because I learned the hard way that these have very, very, very tiny screws. Put your batteries in. I started to wrap these in lights without them being on, but that was hard for me, so it's probably going to be easiest if you turn them on. Once you turn them on, just wrap them in between the sections instead of over the top because you'll end up seeing the wire. I realized the clear wire was better looking, but like I said in yesterday's video, I didn't realize that I got two separate colors, so I ended up tucking them in between the sections and pulling out the second LED battery pack that I had of lights and put those in there as well. And I tucked the battery pack underneath one of the orange sections so that you can't see them. And it actually looks really, really good. You could hot glue it to make it extra secure, but if you need to change those batteries, you probably will have a hard time doing that. So just keep that in mind. Next, you can pull out the 3 witch hats. I popped them off of the stick and then I positioned them where I want them. Once I figured that that looked good, I hot glued them to the wreath. If the bottom rim happens to pop off of the top of the hat, you can just hot glue it back on there. It is made of felt, so it's not going to make a difference. It goes on there really easy. I put a lot of glue on these because I want to make sure that they stick. The mesh has holes in it so the glue can go through it. So just to make sure that it's secure in all areas, I put a lot of glue on there. After the hats are secure, you can open your wooden pumpkin stickers. I took my Sharpie and I ended up writing on some of these, but some of them are glitter, so I didn't write on them. You can get creative. I put Hocus Pocus on one. On the other one, I put I Smell Children, since that was a popular line from the movie, but I ended up not liking it, so I just put a couple of plain pumpkins, a Hocus Pocus pumpkin, and some glitter ones. Here's the finished $10 Dollar Tree wreath. I hope you all enjoyed this DIY. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching.